Ornelas feigned himself out, and Abdullah just said, "Oh, really?
Yeah, but
You're
that's
just gonna leave your head right there for me?"
That's the uppercut I'm talking about. You know, Ornelas he stays low, but it makes you available. It makes you available for an uppercut, right?
Yep.
There's good staying low, but also bad. And Ornelas, you see him leaning over that front knee too, exposing that chin for that uppercut. Good defense.
Now he's trying to get a little more aggressive here in the last 30 seconds of the 5th round. Right uppercut from Ornelas.
Good defense again.
Headbutt. Or as Tim would say, just another Saturday.
10 seconds, stop at the bell. 10 segundos, para la campana.
You're too much, bro.
We're halfway through this fight here at the Palms Resort and Casino. Abdullah Mason and Carlos Ornelas.
This one. Now that I think about it, he has some in southpaw, yeah. But not one like this. Yeah. Stand low. Can see his punches
tricky.
coming. Yeah, oh yeah.
Now
look at the movement. I mean, look, he's varying his attack, and he can take a punch.
Mason has a 10 power punch connect advantage over Ornelas at the midway.
And I'll tell you another thing. Those knees, right? If he don't take those knees and he gets hit with another shot, he can get knocked out. But the fact that he took those knees and said, "Oh, it's fine. All right, I'll take the knockdown. That's fine, so I can recover." It's extremely smart, and that's the reason why he's still here.
You know how I was telling you, Ornelas is a scuba diver who fishes for lobster.
Yeah.
Right now, Mason is fishing with those feints.
He's fishing for with those feints, right? He's trying to get a reaction, so that way he can make a mistake and then he make a pay, right?
You baby shark.
Exactly. Mason does have a wide stance as well. You see a lot of guys that have punching power. They have a wide base, or at least it seems that way. A little bit far past their shoulders, a little bit past their shoulders. Allows them able to sit down on his shots, have a strong base.
Is that the crowd singing "Happy Birthday" to Abdullah?
Probably is. They just waiting on the ending.
Right eye, blue corner punch.
So punch causes a cut on the right eye of Ornelas, according to the referee.
Yes. Was that from a punch?
Yeah, he called a punch.
Got it.
Of course, our production team, the best in the business, will find out if it was or not. Nice left hook there. And this is Ornelas is in a dangerous place because Mason's coming downhill. He's going downstairs, and that left hook is landing continually on Ornelas, and he takes a knee for the 3rd time this fight.
Too much heat, man.
5, 6, ¿estás bien?
It's a lot of heat.
8, camina para mí, manos para arriba. Max.
Delayed reaction knockdowns from Abdullah Mason, and it's just credit to his persistence and his patience, Tim, and poise in breaking down Ornelas. That is a big shot.
Consistency too. Consistent with his combinations. Ooh.
Look at the legs of Ornelas. They're not as steady as they once were. And that body shot from Abdullah Mason.
Still dangerous. Ornelas is still, he home run swinging.
Yeah, look at that.
He's fighting for survival right now.
And the toughness of Ornelas is to be commended. And nice
left hand. I don't like them dead spots for Abdullah. I don't like them, bro. I do not like them dead spots. You either step in, you tie up, or you go take a walk. Don't sit there and take that damage.
Mike Basil, the cut man on that big cut from Ornelas on the right eyelid. You want to continue is to add the question from his corner. They're gonna stop. We're gonna stop this fight. How do you feel? I'm good. We're gonna stop this. Francisco Cuevas wants to stop this. I'm going to give you one more round. I'm going to give you one more round. This is a knockdown.
Right here, you got Abdullah Mason. Just know he has his man out of position, just trying to catch him out of position, right? Finally land that left hand on the temple of Ornelas.
Doctor's taking a look at Carlos Ornelas.
And Ornelas, you know, he took another knee. Smart move by Ornelas. But look, the corner needs to just go ahead and just let it. I mean, look, just stop the
referee
fight.
Stopped it.
I mean, come on.
And the doctor actually stopped it. The way he was walking, his body language, Tim, his head was down.
Yeah.
He wasn't attentive to what the referee was telling or asking him. I think that's when you make the decision, is when he looks beaten in that manner.
The check gonna be the same. You know, and I mean, in moments like this, look, he didn't come in here to beat Abdullah, right? He tried, he attempted to, right? But the check gonna be the same at the end of the day, man. And body language, like you said, he really didn't want to be here. You know, he's had enough. It was only gonna get worse from here on out. He had a few more rounds left. He did his job tonight. I saw a lot that I needed to see, right? That I was always thinking about. You know, how would he be able to deal with a guy that, you know, is slippery? You know, a guy that, you know, not easy to knock out. A guy that he really has to put some skill and some technique into, you know, and some strategy into. So I think Abdullah got tested tonight in ways that I've never seen him get tested before.
Look, and Tim, a lot of times we talk about the corners not stopping the fight at the right time.
Yeah.
They were about to stop it. He asked for another round. And then the doctor did the right thing. Look, he was the one who came in. He checked on him, looked at his eyes. He knew that sometimes you have to save the warrior from himself.
Absolutely. I mean, look, he wasn't going to, his only chance was by a knockout, right?
And that was not happening.
That wasn't going to happen. But again, I saw a lot that I needed to see. I saw Abdullah go some rounds. I saw Abdullah get challenged in ways that I've never seen him get challenged before. So this is great. This is great for him. It's great for his career. It's great for building Abdullah Mason again.
And
it wasn't easy
in there as
of
well.
Course.
That somebody with experience
That's
can
what
exploit.
I'm talking about. Yes.
All right, Jimmy Lennon Jr., what's the official time of the stoppage?
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout has been stopped at the end of round number 6. Referee Raul Cais Jr. determining the fighter in no condition to continue. He is the winner by way of technical knockout. Tonight, celebrating his 21st birthday, he is now the NABF and NABO lightweight champion, the undefeated Abdullah Mason.
Presented in association with Sunshine Promotions. He wears the black and gold, weighing in 134.8 pounds as a professional. 26 wins, 21 by way of knockout against 4 losses. Hailing from Windhoek, Namibia, presenting the challenger, Jeremiah Loke Nakatila.
Yeah.
And presenting tonight the champion out of the red corner. He is presented in association with Antonio Leonard Promotions. He's wearing the light blue and weighing in 134.5 pounds. Defending the titles for the first time, the hard-hitting finisher brings a perfect professional record featuring 18 victories, no defeats, with an impressive 16 wins by way of knockout. Ranked number 4 by the WBC, number 2 by the WBO, fighting out of Cleveland, Ohio, presenting the undefeated, defending NABO and NABF lightweight champion, Abdullah Mason.
Okay, gentlemen, we went over the instructions in the dressing room. I expect a clean fight. These trunks right here, they're high. You can work the belt line right there. That's legal. These are a little bit high. You can work, there's the line there. Touch them up now, go back to your corners.
You do not want to blink because Abdullah Mason and Jeremiah Nakatila both have dynamite in those gloves. The other thing is, both can be vulnerable and be dropped. So that's why this fight is so important for Abdullah Mason in particular, because he's one step away from fighting for a world title that has now been vacated by Keyshawn Davis. The WBO lightweight belt, but Jeremiah Nakathila knows that one big punch tonight could change his life and put him in line for that title.
Yeah, he has nothing to lose. Nothing to lose, everything to gain. That's why this is a dangerous fight for Abdullah Mason. And again, you see those eyes open, high guard, that high guard up for Mason already. Southpaw versus Orthodox once again. Opposites attract, head butts can happen. Lead foot or lead feet can be touching, fighting for positioning outside, and also that lead hand will be battling. Both fighters going to be looking for the right hands, their back hands.
Last time Abdullah Mason was in this building was November 2024 against Johan Vasquez. Round 1 was a round of the year candidate. He was dropped twice in that first round, dropped Johan Vasquez himself, and then finished Vasquez with a body shot in the second round. That was an exciting turn of events. He hopes to have a little bit less drama against Jeremiah Nakathila, but if it was up to Nakathila, that's exactly how he wants to make this fight.
See what Nakathila is looking for. He's looking for Abdullah to overcommit. He's looking for anything. He's just being patient, being that savvy veteran. He wants the young man to get overly confident so he can let his hands go. But you see the defense of Abdullah, very aware of what's coming back. Those feints gonna set up a shot.
You know, Tim, you don't know what you have until a fighter is tested. We saw the reaction from Abdullah Mason. It happens early on in his career. That's when you want those tests to occur. And what does he do? He comes back with 2 knockout wins since. His last one, the longest outing of his career, a 6-round knockout against Carlos Ornelas April 5th. And what you want to see out of a young fighter's activity. His 3rd fight of 2025 already.
Absolutely. Activity, it just helps sharpen your tools. You know, you're constantly in the gym, constantly working, evolving as a fighter. And already, Nakathila's reacting to all the feints right there that Abdullah is throwing at him. Just watch his reactions. He's trying to anticipate when Abdullah's going to strike.
Watch your feet, guys. Watch your feet.
Abdullah's doing a good job in breaking up his rhythm as of right now.
Nakathila did throw a good right to the body as Mason was trying to set up an overhand shot. Good jab from Abdullah Mason. Taking his time. He says, I want to make sure I know how hard he hits before I overcommit.
See, and the thing is about Nakathila, when he's coming forward, it's dangerous. You know, he really don't throw the right hand off the back foot all too often. Right there, you look for the looping shot. However, it's when he's coming forward, when he's most lethal with that backhand, when he throws that one and fully extend with that right hand.
There was an incident with Nahir Albright after his fight with Kelvin Davis. Mark Kriegel with a report.
To the flame, like, Keyshawn, you got running back with me in the ring, not outside of the ring.
So you're going to turn this into a Keyshawn fight?
For sure. Like, feel me? You approaching me on my best night. Feel me? Now we got to settle that.
Have you ever heard of this before? Guys getting jumped in their locker room after a fight? Not even in Philly?
Never heard of that.
Well, there you go, fellas. I mean, he wants a rematch. Pretty interesting argument.
I mean, that's totally uncalled for. You talk about a bad weekend turning horrible for DB3. That's, I mean, I hope the commission figures this out and does something about it.
He gets suspended. That's what they need. That's what needs to happen. But, you know, with that being said, I'm letting y'all know right now, I'm no longer a fan. No longer. It's ridiculous. Can't take an L. Can't take a butt whooping. Come on now.
But it wasn't Kelvin who did it. Let's just make that clear. He took his L. It's Keon and Keyshawn who are alleged to have jumped Nahir Albright in the locker room.
That's ridiculous.
There's no room for that.
That's ridiculous.
In this world. So let's give Abdullah Mason his due here against Jeremiah Nakatila. He's the main event here in the second round. Nakatila trying to let his hands go a little bit more here. The former world title challenger. Abdullah Mason missing wildly with that left.
Just a matter of time. In that first round, Abdullah, towards the end of that first round, Abdullah
Nice counter left.
He hit Nakatila with a straight left hand and buzzed him momentarily. He's just inching, getting closer little by little, letting Nakatila let some of that steam off by missing with shots, missing, throwing and missing with punches. And he's looking to line up that backhand.
Can't get too comfortable though, because the right hand of Nakatila continues to be dangerous. But you're right, Tim, those feints have Nakatila biting every single time.
He got him dancing. Got him dancing. But you know the power is real because you see how composed Abdullah is. He's not willing to take that many chances. He's willing to take his time. He knows he has 10 rounds to work. So he's taking his time. He's going to warm up into the fight. He's going to get the stoppage.
And Tim, to be honest, Abdullah Mason wants rounds because he may be fighting for a world title up next if he accepts the challenge after the vacancy left by Keyshawn Davis. And he's never been past 6 rounds. So he also wants to know how he can do down the stretch of a fight.
Step back. Time.
Round 3 of our scheduled 10-round main event. Abdullah Mason in the Tiffany blue trunks taking on Jeremiah Nakatila in the gold trunks trimmed in black. So far, 24-9 punches landed through 3 rounds. Nothing too spectacular here. We're through 2 rounds. We're in round 3. There's that jab from Abdullah Mason. Feint setting up another jab. Mark Kriegel, do you have an update as to the situation that occurred earlier in the locker room?
Yeah, I do. Something like an update. Someone came out from the and said they would not be commenting.
Okay, we tried to give them an opportunity to get their side of the story out. They do not want to speak. That's their prerogative. But we will be talking about Abdullah Mason, the undefeated contender. Number 2 ranked WBO lightweight taking on Jeremiah Nakatila, ranked number 11 in the world. Ooh, nice right hand there from Nakatila. Getting around the guard of Abdullah Mason.
What I love about Abdullah Mason is that I like those fighters that like to stay close to the fire, man, and they don't get burned, right? Did he just shake out that backhand, Abdullah?
A little bit.
Let's see if he uses it. You know, when you typically see fighters shake that backhand like that, or shake either hand, they felt something in that glove when they landed a shot. So just see if he uses it. He's heavy on that jab right now. Still haven't used that backhand yet after he shook it. So, but what I like, see how active he is, coming forward, taking the space. Yeah, he already using it. He already smelled it.
Shot.
He already smelled it. He's like, oh, I told you. He know you don't belong in the ring with him. He gonna get you up out of there.
But Nakatila says, hold on, I got a left hook too.
Yeah, Nakatila do that left hook. It whizzed past his face. I know he heard it. When I fought Pacquiao, I've heard them past my face. I know he heard that. That was a zooming shot by Nakatila.
Nakatila telling the youngster Mason, you better stay aware because I can crack. And it's about who gets who first.
Yeah, taking a nice little angle right there, seeing that right hand, understanding that. Good defense right there from Abdullah. Again, staying close, putting him on his back foot, putting that pressure on him. Now, there
nice
it
left
is.
hand
Ooh,
from Mason, and Nakatila's legs are shaking up, and now a right hook. The block may be his best friend. Ooh, nice body shot from Abdullah Mason.
He curled him up with that.
We're ready for round 4 of the scheduled 10-round main event. Abdullah Mason with excellent work there in the third round.
Outstanding work. Taking his time, being patient, not rushing himself, being a seasoned pro right now.
And you've got to do that against a fighter with 21 knockouts in 26 victories, like the Namibian Jeremiah Nakatila, who throws a right hand to the body of Abdullah Mason.
Abdullah right now, he's just working on things inside the ring. He knows that Nakatila don't belong in the ring with him.
And you see the legs shaky once again on Jeremiah Nakatila. We talked about the chin being shop worn, and every time that Mason makes contact with the power shot, you see that Nakatila feels it.
Yeah, it look like he put him on eggshells, don't it? And I think just Nakatila's balance in general is just not there. You know, that tells me right there he's definitely a faded fighter. Ooh.
Nice counter right, though, from Nakatila. He's still dangerous. He's still going to throw.
Oh, he's still dangerous, absolutely. He got a cut over his eye now, too.
Nice jab from Abdullah Mason, just measuring out Nakatila. Trying to land that shot. That straight leg stiffened the legs of Jeremiah Nakatila.
Nakatila doing the right thing right now, tying up, buying himself some time. Got a minute and 38 seconds left on the clock. Let's see if Abdullah Mason can get the stoppage in this round. I called for.
Ooh. Left from Mason, and Nakatila trying to land that right hook, and you see that left eye closing. Big hematoma under the eye of Jeremiah Nakatila. That's a bloody mess.
And look, a hurt fighter is always a dangerous fighter, especially when you have a hurt fighter that is fighting for his life right now. And Nakatila.
Referee Chris Flores tells Nakatila,
right hand.
Show me something. Shows him a right hand.
Look at that. Putting that poison on him, that jab. And that jab is hard. It's almost like a backhand, like the left hand. It's the weakest punch in the tool bag, but when you can step in like that, the way Mason does, it becomes a power shot.
Ooh, nice counter left from Nakatila. Both missed their opening salvos, but then that was sweeping left hook from Nakatila found a home, and there's a right.
Man, that's some power. But I love the fact that Abdullah Mason isn't spooked of it. He's staying close. Again, getting underneath it, avoiding that power, and landing his shots. That's the beauty about Abdullah Mason.
He's in the pocket.
Yes.
He's in the danger zone because he says, if I'm in danger, you're in more danger. There's that left hook from Abdullah Mason. Referee Chris Flores steps in at the back.
You're not okay.
Back.
Huh?
How's that look? You okay?
It's not okay.
I'm not okay, no, no.
You all right?
No, it's not okay.
No, I'm not okay.
You're okay. Okay.
It's not okay.
I'm not okay.
It's not okay.
Oh, not okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Make sure. Come here. Doctor.
There's timeout being called in the corner of Jeremiah Nakatila so they can attend to the cut. Let's listen in. The doctor is coming up to check on that left eye.
I think he's saying he's not okay.
It's a big gash.
He doesn't want to go. You're gonna see. No?
Can't see.
Okay.
The fight is stopped, and Abdullah Mason will get the technical knockout win. Unfortunate, but the cut was bigger than it looked originally, Tim. It was a bad gash over the left eyelid of Jeremiah Nakatila.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't like the way Nakatila was moving around the ring when he was trying to position himself or even get out of harm's way. You can just tell his gait is completely off. Like, I'm telling you right now, he needs to go ahead and hang up the gloves. You know, because every time he got touched, even with the jabbing spots, even when he was just trying to find his footing, he was all over the place. He was like a drunk person coming out of a bar. That's the way his feet were. But let's give it up to Abdullah Mason. He took his time, you know, started slow, built, respected the power like a seasoned pro, and he ended up getting a stoppage. Now, it might not be like how he wanted it to be, you know, in spectacular fashion, but at the end of the day, he got the job done in great fashion.
And that's all that counts. In the end, he's the number 2 WBO contender for the title that's been left vacant by Keyshawn Davis. The crowd starts to file out here in Norfolk, Virginia. Let's take a look at the beginning of the end, where Abdullah Mason hurt Jeremiah Nakathila in round 4.
Adam trapped in that corner. He know he had to bite. Stepped inside, boom. Triple straight left hand. Had him bagging out. You see Nakathila trying to get distance for himself.
Patiently just waiting on him. And LeBron's gonna get some more pain in round 3. You just know it.
Okay.
Be patient. Be patient. You see how it happens? Nothing. Come on, come out. It's nothing.
Not even breathing hard.
Chair. Take the chair. It's nothing. You ready to get him out here?
My goodness.
¿Ah? Vamos por encima, caballo.
Yes, yes.
Hey, vamos bien. Está bien. Estamos bien, papi.
Let's look at that first knockdown, Timmy.
This explosive stuff right here by Mason. Getting in the range, nice short uppercut right there, but then comes around that guard. You understand that? When you have the high guard, there's space around that guard. He hit him right on the earlobe.
Here's the second knockdown. Here's the second knockdown.
Second knockdown. Same spot.
Yep.
Over and over and over again. You can see LeBron right there. Doesn't like that heat at all. That is firepower coming his way.
So the second knockdown is 3 right hooks to the side of the head. The first knockdown, uppercut, right hook to the temple. Rear left hook, power hand. Let's see here, round number 3.
Look at the speed, the accuracy, the quickness.
His father told him to be patient and have some fun. Boy, oh boy, is it fun to be Abdullah Mason.
Yeah, but he's patient.
To be this good, this young.
Yeah, but he's patient, but he's assertive.
Yes.
That's the difference. He doesn't mind going to the action. He doesn't mind being close tests. He doesn't mind taking risks. That's what makes him so fun to
Combination
watch.
again. Left uppercut it started with. Stab jab from that southpaw position. Now posting, looking for range, possibly for that left hand. LeBron trying to fire back, trying to keep the young charging sensation off of him. Blood continues to stream from the nose. Body attack from Abdullah. Oh, what a shot! Then it goes to the body. The hand speed, the total package. Upstairs, downstairs, LeBron's hurt again, backing up into that corner. They're going to throw in the towel. His corner has seen enough, and we want to see more of Abdullah Mason. How good is this young man? Come on with it, Timmy. As if the lightweight division isn't good enough. You got a 20-year-old rocket ride coming after him.
Welcome, world, to Abdullah Mason. Write his name down right now. That was spectacular.
Shakur Stevenson himself, the champion in this division, the guy who will be in the spotlight at home later tonight, tweets about him saying he's the complete future. Here's how it all started, Timmy.
This beautiful work. Nice little up jab right there from Mason. Combinations on the inside. He's going to get to it right here. Those combinations. I haven't seen fast, accurate combinations like that since Roy Jones Jr. Understanding that he had his man hurt.
That, by the way,
just complete destruction.
William Cruz, the trainer of Louis LeBron, you just did the right thing.
Yes, he did. He did the right thing.
You just did the right thing.
Well, he knew his fighter was outgunned from the beginning. From the beginning, Tess. But this is great stuff. This is supposed to be one of the toughest fights of this young man's career. He's supposed to get some rounds in, Tess, and he made it look easy.
Ladies and gentlemen, here inside Prudential Center, Newark, New Jersey. This bout comes to a conclusion at 1 minute, 18 seconds of round number 3. For your winner by technical knockout, Abdullah Mason. Introducing first, out of the blue corner, Introduire du Coin Bleu, presented in association with Granite Gin Promotions. He weighed in at 136.7 pounds, wearing black trunks with white trim. His record, 19 victories with 2 defeats, 9 of those victories coming by way of knockout. From Holbrook, Massachusetts, Mike Badman Ohan Jr. Introducing out of the red corner, Introduire du Coin Rouge, presented in association with Antonio Leonard Promotions. He weighed in at 136 pounds, wearing blue trunks. His record, perfect. 14 fights, 14 victories, 12 of those victories coming by way of knockout. From Cleveland, Ohio, Abdullah Mason.
Gentlemen, you receive my information for the fight. I want a clean fight. I'll be my command on time. Touch that. Good luck, both. Good luck.
A step up for Abdullah Mason against Mike Ohan Jr., trained by Mark DeLuca now, coming off of great sparring against Ibrahim Nova out there in New England. And Abdullah Mason visualizes this fight like he does every other, setting up his punches and coming away victorious. Ohan will put that to the test.
Man, Ohan's body looks thin from 140 to 135. My goodness, look at that midsection. And you see right away, Mason, he sees the same thing, and he's digging downstairs immediately with that straight left hand.
The name you might recognize because his father, he was a professional fighter. 14-6-2 with 11 knockouts was his professional record, but he was better known as Marvin Hagler's main sparring partner.
Wow.
Imagine what that must have been like.
Hell.
Exactly.
I don't know why. I see a body shot followed by a right hook, a lead right hook coming from Mason on Ohan, getting him in trouble. Oh, that body shot right there. Oh, right in the solar plexus.
And that's one of the things that Mason does so well. He finds the opening and he takes advantage of it. A nice counter there from Ohan, but good defense as Mason blocked that body shot with his forearm. But you could see that Ohan knows what he's doing in the ring. He's got a great boxing pedigree, and that's why it's such a good test for Abdullah Mason. He's going to have to maybe dig into his bag a little bit tonight.
He's going to have to. And what I like from Ohan right now is he's getting low. He's level changing right now, keeping his lower center of gravity, getting underneath a lot of the shots that Mason is throwing besides the body shots. And that right hook came, but he missed because Ohan got underneath that shot.
Nice uppercut there from Abdullah Mason, and Ohan was trying to land the right.
And again, that's the IQ of Mason, understanding and seeing what Ohan is doing, seeing that he's getting low.
Landing that right hook that sets up the left. And you see the crowd now getting into it here. They know talent when they see it.
And what's special about that is how short, crisp, and how explosive those shots are. How fast they are. Blazing fast. Extremely hard. Sitting down on those shots. Those are not peppering type of punches.
Ooh, like that one. That uppercut that puts Ohan on the seat of his pants.
Never saw it coming.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
The eyes. Look at the prowling lion ready to pounce. His name is Abdullah Mason, and Mike Ohan Jr. has 11 seconds to stay on his feet to survive round 1.
You want to get low? Well, guess what? I'm going to lift you up.
Like that. Good uppercut again from Abdullah Mason, who gets the knockdown in the opening round. Listening to Valiant, his father.
Looking good, though. You look beautiful in blue and all of that. But you got to tighten it up. You're looking good. Stick to what you were sticking to. He's going to show it to you. Keep doing what you're doing. You hear me? Keep doing what you're doing, but tighten up.
Tim, he was practicing this shot in the locker room. Why was he so effective with this uppercut?
Because he knew it was going to be there. Because guess what? He does the best thing. You study film. If you watch film, you see tendencies. That's what you see. Beautiful shot right there. Nice block. Taking contact and coming right underneath with that uppercut. He says, you want to duck low? Okay, I got something for you. I'll hit you up with the uppercut. Pick your behind up with that uppercut, man. That was a good shot right there, man.
And it's the little things with Abdullah, right?
Yep.
He doesn't go jump on the corner. Doesn't go in.
Nope.
You know what he did? He kind of stuck his tongue out a little bit.
Like, oh, yeah, I got this.
Yeah, he's mean, bro.
Little Michael Jordan on him.
This kid is mean inside the ring. Nicest young man outside of it, but I told him straight up in the fighter meeting, if I'm across the ring and I see Abdullah Mason, that is not what I want to be looking at. But if I'm down here, I'm all about it.
Right?
This kid is so much fun to watch.
Yes,
20 years old. The eyes, Tim.
Tells it all. The eyes tell it all. Laser focused. Concentrated all the way through. That's important. No, this is what I was talking about. What
There's
a straight left
flurry.
hand.
And that one puts Ohan down again, and he's got to think about what's next. And the corner is on there, and now we see that the fight has been called by Mark DeLuca in the blue corner. He had seen enough. What a blistering finish from this young man, Abdullah Mason. He gets to 15 victories, 13 by way of knockout. We talk about him stealing the show time after time after time, and he does it in, like, he's a serial killer, Tim. He is just calm as can be. His heart rate can't be more than 55, 60 right now. He's cold-blooded.
I'll bet you right now, if all the lights turned off and you put a UV light on him, he'll glow. You know who he'll glow? What? Bruce Leroy. You remember Bruce Reed? You know Bruce Leroy in the Dragon. Turn of the Dragon, Bruce Lee. When he glowed,
in the Dragon,
show enough, and his body glow. I'm telling you, he's a stud. He's like Terrence Crawford. He's like he's cut from that cloth. I'm telling you guys right now, what I'm seeing with my eyes, he's cut from that cloth. Off the jab, blinding flick jabs right there. Those are just decoys. What he really wanted, that straight left hand down the middle. Flick jabs, oh, go ahead. That's the shot that I wanted right there. Body profiling, knowing that his man was going to go in that position. If you watch film, he always goes in that position. Lined up perfectly for that straight left hand. Right down the middle.
My goodness. And you know what? I got to give Mark DeLuca credit because his job is to protect his fighter. And he did exactly that. At the end of that last round, there was 11 seconds left. He knew that Ohan had not recovered in that corner. He sent him out, and he knew that the moment Abdullah Mason put him down again and the way he put him down, he had to stop this.
He already had that plan before he even walked out tonight. Trust me. That's the reason why he was so reactive. Great job by Mark.
Absolutely. And that's an impressive victory for this young man who continues to make a name for himself. And he says, look, after my last win, I was getting hit up by Waka Flocka, The Game, Anthony Joshua, DC Youngfly, Antonio Brown. The popularity that is awaiting this young man without him being outrageous and doing outlandish things in the ring, that's special. Mark Chinook has the official time.
Ici au Centre Vidéotron, ce combat arrive à une conclusion de 40 secondes, round number 2. Here inside the Vidéotron Center, the blue corner steps in to stop this bout at 40 seconds of round number 2. Declaring your winner, Abdullah Mason!
3 minutes and 40 seconds into this fight, it is over.
Out of the blue corner, He weighed in at 134.2 pounds, wearing red trunks with black and white trim. His record, 26 victories with 5 defeats, 21 of those victories coming by way of knockout. From Santiago de los Caballeros, Dominican Republic, Johan La Fiera Vasquez. Introducing out of the red corner, presented in association with Antonio Leonard Promotions. He weighed in at 135.7 pounds, wearing neon green trunks. His record, perfect. 15 fights, 15 victories. 13 of those victories coming by way of knockout. From Cleveland, Ohio, Abdullah Mason!
All right, protect yourselves at all times, obey my commands at all times. Let's keep it clean. Touch them up.
Abdullah Mason, 16th professional fight. His father and his brother are key in his development. And Johan Vasquez across the ring, he's had to switch corners. He's got Wendry Amadis, who he knew as a kid in the Dominican Republic, and now is not only his trainer, but his sparring partner. And tonight, he'll need every piece of advice on how to solve the puzzle that is Abdullah Mason. He's skilled, he's charismatic, he's quick, and Tim, he can punch.
I just can't help but look at that haircut, man.
You're jealous? You want to grow that out?
No, I'm just thinking, like, what is that called? That's like,
I asked
barber's choice or what?
Yeah. I asked him. He's like, I sat down with my barber and I said, it's to do what you want. And one of Abdullah's brothers says, you know what that is? That's a landing pillow for when Abdullah lands his shot.
Oh, and he's supposed to land that left hand straight down the middle. Left, either straight left or the left uppercut. You see Vasquez leaning forward.
Oh, Abdullah gets dropped by the left, too.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Can you take it on the chin? That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's the nature of fighting against an aggressive puncher. All they got to do is land one.
And now La Fiera. That means the beast is coming after Abdullah Mason. Down for the first time in his professional career. Abdullah's human. Oh, and he gets rocked by a right hand. Oh, what a shot by Abdullah Mason. He lands on Johan Vasquez.
Said it was going to be an uppercut. And that it was.
Are you not entertained? Round 1, 1 minute and 15 seconds, and Abdullah's going for the finish. Vasquez looking to survive, but this is where Abdullah Mason is at his best. What a jab from Abdullah Mason. Left uppercut from Abdullah. Oh, now Abdullah's down for the second time with a check left hook. What a round we're seeing early on here. Abdullah's up. Vasquez can barely stand. The crowd is on their feet. I'm about to lose my voice.
This is what we've been waiting on right here. This is exactly what we've been waiting on. Want to see what Abdullah has in on the inside. Been down a couple of times right now. His eyes look clear. He's being smart right now. Vasquez, again, still dangerous. He's still got to be cautious because he has heavy hands. And the fighter, when he's in trouble, it's fight or flight. They're usually going to fight, especially one that can punch.
Tim, Abdullah's been an excellent finisher. He got a little over-anxious against a veteran, and he made him pay. But here's Abdullah once again going in. And this first 3 minutes had 3 knockdowns, and you would have never believed that it was Abdullah who went down twice.
Really?
focus. Good recovery. Don't be rushing this shit, you hear me? Don't rush this shit. This is boxing. It ain't nothing. You're a superstar, you hear me? Yeah. Keep those fucking hands up. Take your time and put him on a timer. Don't sit there in front of him waiting to throw nothing. You know how to get off that line and keep moving. You hear me? Yeah. Boxing.
Valiant Mason says you got to box him. That's what this is about, Tim. This was impressive.
Handled it well right here. In the inside, closing the distance. Oh my God, he was holding the phone, but that short left hook on the inside. All you need is inches to be able to land that shot. And Vasquez put it right in the middle. Usually hooks come around the outside. He placed it right in the middle. Here it is, the first knockdown right here. Boom, he was holding the phone. That chin was a little exposed right there. All it needed was a little room, and he was able to get that. But here, I believe this is the second knockdown right here. Abdullah, nope, first knockdown again. Hal was holding the phone, definitely holding the phone, but again, it snuck in there, that shot. But then that uppercut right there from Abdullah to answer. And it's the last knockdown right here. Abdullah again holding the phone again, but a short, precise, short hook on the inside, right on the chin, lands for Vasquez, putting Abdullah Mason on that canvas.
Vasquez has 21 knockouts in 26 victories. This is what he's capable of doing if you give him a shot. And Abdullah Mason got a little bit over-anxious. He's getting a little bit too close to a very dangerous La Fiera Johan Vasquez. And my goodness, what excitement we saw in the opening round.
He got to tuck that chin. That's it. That's what it is. You got to tuck that chin. If you tuck that chin, you put that chin down into your chest. Especially when you're throwing your offense.
Now that straight left from Vasquez. And he's making him dance, but this is where Vasquez has been the most dangerous. And now you see Mason taking his time, settling his way in, feinting his way in.
Of course.
And not just exchanging. You live and you learn, Tim, and you download information.
Absolutely. That shows you everything about his IQ. Great IQ. But again, I love his toughness because, again, he went down twice. First time ever in his career. I'm sure he ain't even been down in the amateurs. And he's handling it well. Shows you how conditioned he is, where his mindset is, and he's still in there trying to go for the kill.
No holding. No holding.
Vasquez holding and punching, and Abdullah says, you hold me, you better hold me tight because I'm going to go to the body and drop you with the shot to the solar plexus.
6, 7.
He mean.
That's it.
He mean.
It's a body shot. If you put Abdullah Mason down, you better put him out. Because if not, he's taking you out.
That's what I'm talking about. That's the nature I want to see in a young man. He answered some questions tonight. Absolutely. Answer some questions. Many people were speculating. Can he take a shot? He ain't been hit yet. He ain't been served up yet, Tim. What do you think? Why y'all praising this young man? Guess what? He took, not only did he go down once, but he went down twice. And he got back up and he finished his opposition.
Abdullah Mason bleeding from the nose, something we haven't seen as of yet. He's human, Timothy Bradley.
Of course, everybody's gonna get hit. But it's what you do after that. That's what matters. That's what makes a champion. You gotta go through some things. He's gonna learn from this.
Let's take a look at how this fight came to an end. And it was a body shot from Abdullah Mason.
Instead of placing the shot upstairs, he knew he was hurting him with that. Right centered. That shot right there, that would have been down. Yep. Lucky the ref didn't take a point from him. But on the inside, vicious short shots on the inside from him. Just got in tight, close. Right in the solar plex, right there, right.
Welcome to Cleveland, Ohio, a city that knows a little something about winning championships, where on July 4th, there will be fireworks over Lake Erie to celebrate Independence Day, and maybe a few inside the Wolstein Center, where Cleveland's own Abdullah Mason will make the first defense of his 135-pound title against the undefeated Albert Bell. Chris Mannix alongside the Latin Snake, Sergio Mora, former junior middleweight champion. And Sergio, it is a phenomenal day to be a boxing fan because not only are we getting a big fight card here on DAZN, a world title defense, but this is also part of the new partnership with TNT Sports that will see its broadcast all across the TNT platforms. And it is all part of a 6-fight card here on Saturday, beginning with both the young Mason brothers, Abdullah and Ibrahim Mason, taking part of the undercard. And then the 4-fight main card. Scooter Davis takes on Carlos Ramos in a 135-pound fight. Tiger Johnson, 2020 U.S. Olympian, taking another step towards welterweight gold. He takes on the Canadian Christopher Guerrero. And then Shushu Carrington, he takes the first defense of his 126-pound title against the Mexican Rene Palacios. And then the main event, Abdullah Mason, the youngest world champion in boxing, makes the first defense of his 135-pound title against the undefeated Albert Bell. Well, Sergio, I mentioned this is part of a new deal between DAZN and TNT, which see 1 fight card a month broadcast on Turner Sports. You're a guy that knows a little bit of something about fighting on big platforms. How big a deal do you think this is for boxing?
It's a huge deal because, look, we're fighting on network television, on cable television. You get new eyeballs. You get a new demographic. You get a whole new viewership, not just a hardcore boxing fans. That's how you make new fans. That's how you create a new star. And believe me, whenever you're fighting on cable and network and all these, you get different people watching your fights. You get the moms.
Well, Erik, he's completed boxing, all right.
Oh, yes. For now, at least, Usyk walked off into the sunset, adding his name to some of the greats. Foreman, Tyson, Holyfield, Lewis, the Klitschko's, even Fury himself. The end.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I think you're missing someone by the name of Anthony Joshua.
Oh, wait a minute, so you might need a little promo piece for this?
Gotta go. Got some serious heavyweight business to attend to.
Crazy!
Yeah, great. Do you want to put something in there?
Ready to rock and roll then?
It's quite remarkable that whatever happens, or whatever seems to happen, AJ against Fury remains the biggest fight in boxing.
It will happen. I'm convinced it will happen.
It's so big, it'll be on buses, it'll be on billboards, they'll be on chat shows.
Because it's already the greatest rivalry in British sport.
It's so embedded into their DNA where everybody wants to see it because they keep talking about it.
The moment that I stopped getting stopped at petrol stations, on the street, by black cab drivers, when are we going to see it? How long do we have to wait?
It has to happen. It just for British boxing's sake, it has to happen.
They're just destined to fight, and they've been destined to fight for a long time.
When that moment of truth comes, and it always comes,
the entire country
will be there. We'll all be there.
Tony, Brian, how are you seeing it?
We need to be left with one man standing.
What will happen when Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua step into a ring together?
You find out then. That's what makes them heroes.
We need an answer. When all the dust settles on one night, on one day, to find out who was the greatest British heavyweight.
And that fight will always be the biggest fight in the heavyweight division.
This is my country, my damn country. Give me my country, you can keep the rest. This is my country, my damn country. And it don't mean a thing if it don't pass the test. If you ain't never cheated or been cheated on, then take off your boots, you rhinestone fraud. And outlaw songs, hard time, foolish pride, done me wrong. Flirting with the devil, getting right with the man. Ain't men paint songs, one night stands. You can keep your picket fence fantasies and put a cork in your high school memories. This is my country, my damn country. Give me my country, you can keep the rest. This is my country, my damn country. And it don't mean a thing if it don't pass the test. If you ain't never spent a single night in jail, then get another job and I'll see you in hell. I'm crawling like a moth through the neon lights. I need a bucket of beer and someone to fight. Don't call yourself country if your music is shitty, or this Carolina boy will take you down to Fifth City. You know who you are, I ain't gonna name names. Just keep your hands off my country and go back from where you came. My country, my damn country, give me my country, you can keep the rest. This is my country, my damn country, and it don't mean a thing if it don't pass the test. If you ain't never done something you regret, well then I'm proud of you. And now get. I'm out of my face. Wintertime, springtime, summertime, autumn. Show me time to jump, box of yoke 'em if you got 'em all. Country like Johnny, country like Merle, country like Loretta, that honky tonk. I'm a country fried junkie with a bad habit. Country like Chris, country like Gretchen. If you ain't good in country, then get out of the kitchen. I'm a country like Hank, 1, 2, and 3. Dropping like peaches from the family tree. Country like women, whiskey and wheels. Yeah, I know in this country 'cause I know how it feels. Country like Wailing, country like Willie, country like lightning and a hillbilly. This is my country, my damn country. Give me my country, you can keep the rest. This is my country, my damn country, and it don't mean a thing if it don't pass the test. If you can't sing along to tearing my beer, then don't forget your coat out of here.
Round 2 underway. Abdullah Mason and Alvaro Huizar getting the action started for us here in Cleveland, Ohio. Abdullah, the first of 3 Mason brothers in action here tonight. In between rounds, we saw the all-star cast in the corner of Mason. 2 of the Mason brothers, of course, his father, Valiant, Stitch Duran, working cuts for Abdullah as well. Side from Mason, and again, credit to Huizar, who is not backing down whatsoever. Body attack from Huizar has been consistent, but as we always see, fighters who are that dedicated to the body also leave themselves vulnerable to counters up top, and we're seeing that. You're seeing Abdullah Mason seeing those openings as he lands another good left hook on the inside, and Huizar in a little bit of trouble here in the second round. Oh, what a left hook there from Huizar, and Mason is the one in trouble here in the second round. Mason facing adversity for the first time in his young pro career. Again, has not been in action since April of 2024. And having to swim through some choppy waters here in the second. An all-out firefight here in the second round and in our opening contest. Good body attack there from Mason and an uppercut. Pops the head back of Huizar. Mason going back downstairs to the body. Less than a minute left to go here in the second round. Good left hook there a moment ago from Mason once more. That's a shot that is wide. In this fight. Fly fourth. And we're already getting them here in our opener. So very explicit instructions in the corner of Abdullah Mason from his father Valiant to use the ring more and pick his shots. That fighter's mentality is still there in Abdullah as he at least starts the round right on the inside, but now trying to find his range and get back to that jab that was so effective in round one. That heavy jab again, popping the head back of Huizar. Sharp right hand there from Mason, who goes back downstairs to the belt line. Mason now pouring it on with Huizar trapped against the ropes, and his mouthpiece is loose. That'll be perhaps a welcome reprieve. The official now spotting it. See the cut around the eye of Huizar. Already gushing down and streaming down. To work again on the inside. You see the blood of Huizar are covering the gloves of Mason. And we're not even 3 rounds into this fight. Hugging his side just a little bit more. He felt that one. This is a rugged, gutsy effort from Huizar, fighting in enemy territory here tonight. probably a wise strategy from Huizar as well. This relentless, aggressive approach against a fighter in Abdulrahman who has been inactive. And now that Mason's settled in here in the third round, things looking a lot more comfortable for one of the Mason five. Good left hook again and a chopping right hand immediately behind it. Mason now finding the rhythm that his father Valiant was asking for between rounds. Starting to swim underneath some of those wide hooks from Huizar, who still continues to land to the body when he does get to the inside, but the tax he's paying to do so is getting heavier and heavier. One more hard body shot there from Mason as we come to the end of the round. Before we get this fourth round underway, we're going to take a look at the cut over the eye of Alvaro Huizar, and there is a glob of Vaseline holding that together, and in between rounds, the Huizar corner, his trainer Fidel Martinez, pleading with the referee, hey, he's been fighting with this for 2 rounds. We got 1 round to go. Please let him go. He'll be all right. There goes the mouthpiece again. Another big left hook there from Mason, who would love to kick this show off with a knockout victory. He's got a double tough man in front of him. He's also having a double tough time keeping that mouthpiece in, and understandably so when you're eating left hooks like that. Fourth and final round. Abdulrahman Mason 3 rounds deeper into a fight than he has been as a professional. Along with his brothers, he's been training at the brand new Mason Brothers Boxing Gym. So new that until recently they were still training with the plastic wraps on the heavy bags. Spoils of the success of the Mason boxing family. Such an incredible and unique story. Mason goes back downstairs to the body. Good left hook. Now really starting to rattle Huizar with those right hooks on the inside. Short right hand. Huizar still trying to press forward, breaks through with a good right hand there a moment ago. Huizar might not win this fight here tonight, but I'm going to assume he's going to get some phone calls for opportunities like Mason just continuing to ravage the body of Huizar, but cannot deter him from moving forward. Mason showing a lot of sharpness here on the inside. Like that right hand raining down once more. A Less than 30 seconds remaining in the contest. An entertaining fight and a valuable learning opportunity tonight for Abdullah Mason. Good left hook again. That one sent Huizar back against the ropes. And Huizar will hear the final bell. One more big left hook there from Mason, and that will do it. That is a nasty, nasty cut that Alvaro Huizar had to fight through here tonight. That was the first close look that we've had at it without the jar of Vaseline on top of it, and Huizar deserves a lot of credit for battling through that here tonight, as does that man, Abdullah Mason, for battling through some adversity in that second round. A 1-0 fighter that was probably more seasoned than his box rec would have suggested as we look back at some of the action from the final round. Muted response from Abdullah Mason, at least thus far. We heard in his corner there a moment ago his father telling him, hey, just get back in the gym. Mason's already going over what could be improved, and certainly they'll find some things, but I think we found out a little bit more about the resolve of this young man. There are many fighters who, with that kind of layoff, taking that kind of shot that he took in the second round, might have folded, but Abdullah stayed diligent until the end, and the same could be said about that man, who again might want to keep his phone on. I'm sure there will be some promoters eager So put one on the board for Cleveland and for the Mason family. And if this is the Mason family cookout, then that was quite the appetizer being served up in our opening contest. Abdullah Mason now 3-0. We're going to hear from him as Chris Mannix is standing by. Thank you so much, Chris. So Abdullah Mason now 3-0 as a professional, and the Mason family 1-0 here tonight as he sets the table for, of course, his brother Abdullah in our main event as he defends his title against Albert Bell, but also Ibrahim Mason, who will be coming up next. But first, let's take a look back at some of the highlights from this one. And again, this is one of those fights that you'll look at on BoxRec and see, okay, a prospect scored a unanimous decision victory, won every round against a 1-0 fighter, but that doesn't tell the tale of what Mason had to go through to win this one. This is one that is worth rewatching. I think I saw Sergio Mora standing and applauding ringside as well, and deservedly so. This was a fun 4-rounder, and frankly, this is why you show up early. This is why you tune in early. So you might see something like that. An excellent. He celebrates with the Cleveland faithful. Of course, still to come a little bit later on tonight, his brother Abdullah defending his WBO lightweight title against Albert Bell, who's stepping in on somewhat short notice. Of course, Joe Cordina had some visa issues, was not able to be here tonight. So Albert Bell, a man who the Mason family is quite familiar with, of course, from Toledo, Ohio, stepping in to challenge Abdullah Mason in our main event here at the Wolstein Center. Speaking of the Masons, as promised, it is Ibrahim Mason coming up next as he takes on Erik Hanley, and we look at the tail of the tape. Ibrahim Mason enjoying a height and reach advantage here tonight over the 32-year-old Erik Hanley, who, as we'll get into in just a few moments,
Cleveland, Ohio. It is a skyline built by steel, but it is a city built by fighters. And tonight, history. The first world title main event in Cleveland in 2 decades. We are expecting a near capacity crowd right here in the Wolstein Center. What a slate we have. 7 undefeated fighters in the ring, 2 titles on the line. Plenty of great action in our main event. The punching prodigy Abdullah Mason forced to fight a short notice challenger, a man he's grown up with, sparred with, prayed with, the most avoided man in the lightweight division, Albert the Prince Bell. We have a heck of a lot of action in store on this premiere of boxing on TNT. This is the fight, and welcome to ringside, presented by Miller Lite. What you're looking at right now is the most decorated table in boxing television today, and I'm so thrilled to be sitting in the middle of it. Adam Lefko here. I think these guys, they need the official introduction. So why don't we start off with the hometown legend. Oh baby, the man that logged 31 wins, 17 by knockout. The nickname is Showtime because he's got the smile for the bright lights. A 2-time welterweight world champion. One of the most respected competitors in his era. Cleveland, this one's for you. Let's go. Showtime, Sean Porter.
Listen, do I need to say anything? I don't. I mean, welcome, Sean.
How does it feel to be
Showtime? I feel great. Happy to be here. Happy to be with these guys. They know my heart for them. Keep going.
Deal.
Keep going.
Let's get the man who has become one of boxing's most distinguished television analysts. A real bad man. Desert Storm, a two-time unified champion, a two-division world champ, with one of the most thrilling contests of his era. Provodnikov, a fight of the year, the International Boxing Hall of Famer, and our big bro, Tim Desert Storm Bradley Jr.
T done brought me back from the grave, baby. We back on TV. Hey,
how does it feel to be back at the table?
Oh, it feels amazing. It really does. You know, I need boxing in my life. You know, you hear some guys say that. No, I truly need boxing in my life. I'm glad to be sitting with these folks right here.
And finally, widely regarded as one of the best boxers, not just of his generation, but of all. The pound-for-pound king that simply goes by Bud. A two-time fighter of the year, included last year. A 5-division world champ. He won his first title at 135, his last at 168. And still undefeated, Terrence Bud Crawford.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Hey, listen, I'm excited, I'm happy. I just can't wait for these great fights to come on, and I'm a little nervous, but we're gonna have fun with it, baby.
Well, you better get used to the criticism, because that's what comes with this job. You know what I mean? You've been criticized your entire career, but it's a little different level on this side of the table. But
I ain't never worried about the criticism.
That's what I'm talking about.
You know, I get that all the time. So
I ignore it.
What I'm really excited about, I didn't realize before we made this set how much y'all love each other. And I didn't realize how far you guys go back. I mean, the story of you sparring him and the experience, I mean, this is a lifetime brotherhood right here.
Oh, yeah, we all shared the ring together. I shared the ring with Tim. I shared the ring with Sean. Both of them I consider brothers, and I just can't be more happy to be here with these brothers right now today.
How does it feel to know that you can kick everybody behind here?
No, don't do that.
How does it feel, bro?
Don't do that. Lefko got some meat to eat. Talk. Watch out.
I'm tall. I'm not getting it. I mean, look at this picture.
Oh, man, that's a throwback right there. Wow. Yeah, that's exactly when I knew Terrence was the one. Yeah, I've never been in a ring with somebody so smart and had every ability. Even the mean, the toughness, the conditioning, you know, like everything we put him through, we tried to break him in training. And he stood the challenge like, nah, I'm here. So, man, look, congratulations on your success, Terrence. Seriously, man. And you well deserved, bro. You worked it behind all.
And I just want to confirm, because, you know, we're journalists, right? We're retired. He's retired.
But now.
For everybody out there. For us at TNT, this is a new chapter with boxing, but we are so thrilled to be doing this alongside The Zone, a company that covers this sport really better than anybody else in the world. And ringside tonight, we have our new teammates that I am so proud to be working alongside. We got former world champion Sergio the Latin Snake Mora, boxing's premier insider Chris the Maniac Mannix, and the voice of the Zone Boxing, Todd Gladiator Grisham. Heck of a card we got tonight, Todd.
Man, it's like our hype guy. I love this. Usually it's just us three out on a plank, but it's nice to have you guys in the studio. We're all thrilled to be part of TNT as well, of course, at the Zone. And what a main event we have tonight, especially the kind of fighter that they picked. You know, TNT has a big say in who they get on air, Chris. They decided Abdullah Mason is the guy they wanted in tonight's first ever main event. What are your thoughts on his fight against Albert Bell?
Yeah, he's a tremendous talent, Abdullah Mason, the youngest world champion in all of boxing, and really on an accelerated path, winning that world championship last year at just 21 years old, and now in position to pick up some big fights moving forward. But he is in extremely tough against Albert Bell. This is the guy that took this fight on 10 days notice and fights a very different fighting style than the opponent that Mason was previously going to fight in Joe Cordinas. Bell is a counterpuncher. Bell is a slick fighter. Top Rank is very familiar with Albert Bell. They promoted Albert Bell when he had the biggest win of his career back in 2019 against Andy Vences. This is a guy that very easily could upset the apple cart here and pull one off in Cleveland.
Absolutely. Albert Bell is a spoiler. One of these guys that's always been waiting in the ring, waiting for this opportunity. He has the skill. He has the goods. He has an undefeated record. Now he has a champion in front of him. These are exactly what dreams are made of, and this kid's ready for it.
We all like it when there's a lot of trash talk during the week and you feel like two guys absolutely you hate each other and they're settling their differences in the ring. That's not the case this time. They keep saying, oh, that's my guy, that's my friend. They know each other very well. Sergio, what's the difference when you're fighting someone you love or someone you hate?
I wouldn't know.
Everybody hates you, huh?
No, but listen, I wouldn't know, but I would love to fight this guy. But look, these guys are brotherhood outside of boxing. They're both from the same religion. They both have the same beliefs, the same way of training, the same killer instinct, and that's the reason they pair off so nicely. They're both undefeated. Somebody's going to lose a record. It's going to be and still champion or and new champion. That's what boxing's all about.
And quickly, Sergio, I know you especially wanted to talk about a man you admire a lot who's on the broadcast tonight, Mr. Tim Bradley. What do you have to say?
Listen, me and Tim Bradley go way back. I remember Tim Bradley, who was born with a six-pack, little muscular kid walking around the amateurs. Have a lot of respect for him. We won the world title, the WBC world title, 1 month apart. Of course, he went on to defend it, a trilogy with Pacquiao, and I'm here working with Chris Mannix doing a process.
Look, it was great being at dinner with these guys last night. Sean, we've worked with before for a long time, and just sitting across from Bud and Tim, listening to them, the institutional knowledge on that desk is going to be incredible. I'll tell you something, Todd. Bud and I have had our differences in the past, some disagreements in the past, but I respect you more than any other analyst that's out there today. I think you're the best unofficial scorer in all of boxing, and I look forward once a month for the next year to agreeing with everything that you said. But that meant something to me, Bud.
I'll tell you what I learned last night. We can all just debate who has the biggest punch between Tim, Bud, and Sean. But as far as who has the biggest hands, the biggest fist, Adam Lefkoe's hands. His fingers look like Dikembe Mutombo, by the way. Show him your big paws.
Hey now.
I will hate to get slapped by that, man.
I learned a few things. So, Tim, you're born with a six-pack? And Bud, are you going to agree with Mannix all the time?
Not at all. That is not true.
Guys, thank you so much. We'll be hearing from you guys later ringside. We have the prelim fights going on right now. The youngest Mason brother, Ibrahim Mason, in action. And he's got the crowd on his feet as he put his competitor down on his back. Erik Hanley sitting down as we're taking a little live look here at Tim Bradley. Here's another look at that knockdown for Ibrahim Mason.
Nice step back, check hook right there.
And then the defense right after the turn. After that, beautiful punch right there. Goes down again.
He's on his knee. Again, we weren't planning to show the prelims, but when you got guys sitting on the canvas, we got to take a peek in. Earlier, Abdullah Mason, he was able to get a victory as well. The Masons tonight looking to go 3-0 on this card. And by the way, this is what they're talking about on social media. That suit jacket Porter has on is
terrible. Been there, done that. I'm used to it.
I like it.
I say, you don't like it this week, I'll see you in August.
Look, he's got the name. He's got the name on the neck too.
He over there looking like a burnt match. Look at his pants. Them tight old pants he got on too. Come on now.
We got a great night here in Cleveland at the Wolstein Center. More action coming up next as we get ready for some title fights on TNT.
Yes. Say yes. Why not? Sleep. You're my age. Legendary moment, star of the night. It's Miller time.
When a relationship is new, you got the girl, you're ready when the wind blows. But life keeps going. Bills, carpools, shared calendars that meet their own calendar. Suddenly romance is a meeting. We can't pause time, but we can prep. Blue Chew Gold combines 4 powerful ingredients for connection and intimacy. The spark didn't die. It just needed a little air. Try Blue Chew Gold.
With Domino's best deal ever, you can get any size pizza, any toppings
for only $9.99.
Say less, but wait, there's more. They added
stuffed crust.
That's the move. The best deal ever just got even better at
Bongo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 1
Chicagoland.
I'm happy it's back. It's got character, it's got bumps.
A lot of speed, a lot of cars running up close to the wall. It's going to be spectacular.
Coverage begins tomorrow with 5 on TNT.
They've risen to the top of the game, playing for different teams. Now they share one when the U.S. takes on the best in the world for the biggest prize in women's basketball. The FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup 2026 begins September 4th on True TV.
Why not you around?
Did you sell it?
No, of course not. Will was looking down on us from above.
From above.
The whole thing is united.
This can stop them.
You're nothing.
This is the U.S. national team. This is the state of the
Ringside is presented by Miller Lite. With great taste and only 96 calories, it's Miller time.
This just happened. Ibrahim Mason knocking down and knocking out Erik Hanley, the 20-year-old, the youngest of the Mason brothers, now 3-0. You've been hearing a lot about this young one.
I've been hearing a lot about this kid. I heard about the Mason brothers when they came to Vegas, and that was when Abdullah had first turned pro. He started making a little bit of noise, and what I want to tell everybody out there is you think that he's the deal, the real deal. Everyone is saying, the word on the street, the family, everybody's saying, watch out for the youngest brother.
Interesting. He showed out right there. And we've had such history on the 4th of July. We're talking Jack Johnson, Jack Dempsey, Joe Lewis. The last time we had a 4th of July title fight, 44 years ago, Aaron Pryor lifted it up. We have 2 fighters defending their title for the very first time, and one of them is our co-main event, and it is going to be Shu Carrington taking on Rene Palacios. And this is what WBC has done. It's a commemorative belt in honor of Independence Day, the 250th anniversary on July 4th. You got both fighters' pictures on the belt. Not bad.
That's another belt created by the WBC. Dang, man! How many belts the WBC gonna have? Come on now. Hey, it's a beautiful looking belt. I get it, but the sanctioning fees attached to that too? I wonder if it is or not.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
The sanctioning fee talk over here. It's 2 title defenses for the first time. For Abdullah, later tonight, it's at home. When you finally got to fight in Omaha, Nebraska, it was a title defense fight. What is that first defense like? Why is it so difficult?
It's difficult because you got family, you got friends, you got people that you grew up with that know you from when you was a little kid. They asking about tickets, they asking can they go here, they just calling your phone, how you feeling, you know, and as a fighter, you just want to focus on the fight. So it's a lot of distractions when you fighting at home.
And this is the fight, taking on Ricky Burns, defending that lightweight title, WBO. Unanimous decision.
That was Gamboa right there.
Knockout. Gamboa. You're pretty good, man.
I think with this fight, though, it sparked something. I think Tyrann going back to Omaha probably was your idea to tell us. But after that, they saw how the crowd went. They saw how everybody showed up. And it sparked something. You started going back home frequently.
10,000 plus.
Yeah.
People were showing up to watch Terrence Crawford perform.
Listen. I've been telling Tyrann for a long time, and even TKO Promotions, bring me home. Let's do a fight in Omaha. They'll come out and support us. Bob Arum told me, you win a world title, we'll bring you to your hometown. He kept his word. My fans and family, they showed up. And it was a great turnout. And as you can see, a lot of these young fighters, when they win world titles, the promotional company bring it back to their hometown.
What we're seeing right now in Cleveland, we heard people talking all week, the amount of ticket sales that are already happening. Suddenly Cleveland could be a place, especially if Abdullah keeps it going. But title defense, what makes it so difficult that first one?
I don't want to say it's difficult, but the saying is, you win a world title, that's one thing. But you're not a real real title holder until you defend the title for the first time. So I remember back, I think I fought against Edgar Cherry. It was in Mississippi. I was the co-main event for that fight. I ended up being the main event that night. The money didn't change, the money didn't go up. However, after the fight, obviously I won the fight. After the fight, I felt like all the hard work that I've done in the past is now caught up to me. You know, I felt like, you know, I defended my title for the first time like I was supposed to, and I felt like a real player in the game. You know, that's what Abdullah's gonna feel if he gets to win tonight. He's gonna feel like a real player in the game, and he's gonna be looking for the other champions, especially if he does well tonight against Deric.
What's so interesting, too, is we have a Cleveland fighter taking on a Toledo fighter. There's no love lost there, and they are officially made their way to the Wolstein Center. We have Bell, we have Mason in the building. Two guys that know each other well. But this Ohio type of battle, it's an all-Ohio matchup. I know it means a lot to you.
You know, shout out to what Sergio said. He said they're close outside of the ring. And I want to remind everybody out there, don't think this is going to be a friendly, I'm not taking a shot, that's their kind of fight. Both these guys are coming in, going for each other's heads. That's what we do as fighters. Get that out of your mind that these guys are friends. No longer are they friends until that final bell rings. But to your point, Lefko, when you're fighting against Ohio, in Ohio especially, yes, it adds to the fuel, it adds to the fire. It's something about representing your state. And when you got to go up against your own state, it really does add to what's going on. Obviously, I had that fight against Browner, and for me, it was just another fight. It wasn't until people started saying who was going to be the king of Ohio. I said, oh, here we go. Let's go. That's what we got tonight.
Mason excited, his first fight in Cleveland. You see how far back they go. Albert Bell telling us yesterday he's known Abdullah Mason since he was 12 years old. But once they step in that squared circle, friendship is out the window. This is the fight on TNT.
This little light of mine has been. Then I let in the light to help see more of the light inside of me.
I needed more from my antidepressant, so my doctor added Caplyta, proven to provide greater relief from depression symptoms than an antidepressant alone, building on my progress without starting over. Weight gain and reported sexual side effects were not common.
Elderly dementia patients have increased risk of death or stroke. Caplyta is not approved for dementia-related psychosis. Call your doctor about new or sudden mood changes, behaviors, or suicidal thoughts right away. Antidepressants may increase these risks. Report fever, confusion, stiff muscles, which may be life-threatening, or uncontrolled muscle movements, which may be permanent. High cholesterol and weight gain may occur, as can high blood sugar, which may be fatal. Common side effects are sleepiness, dizziness, nausea, dry mouth, feeling tired, and diarrhea. These aren't all the side effects.
Ask your doctor about Caplyta.
Help see more of the light inside of me.
Whenever a Targaryen approaches, if you wait for our dragons to come, it would spell death for all involved. It would be the end. Did I not warn you that you would come to this?
Have you not betrayed your queen?
It's the competition before the race.
One lap, one round.
True TV and HBO Max will bring you exclusive Cup Series practices and qualifying, setting the stage for Victory Lane. NASCAR practice and qualifying every week on True TV and stream on HBO Max.
It is about the football. Everybody's in the fight. Everybody's in the fight.
A lot of competitive play in the Big 12.
We play on TNT.
We're back. It's time for another season of Ugliest House in America. Like more carpeted bathrooms, more artsy tile, more castles, 5 regions, so many houses, and the ugliest of them all gets a renovation by Allison Victoria.
They're gonna lose their minds.
Yeah. We've got more houses than ever. Oh boy, that's a lot.
Ugliest House in America, season premiere July 20th at 9 on HGTV.
Baseball is on TBS.
All the pieces in place on a picture-perfect night. Big name, big players going at it.
MLB steps into the spotlight on Tuesday's biggest stage. where the best show feels bigger.
On a night like this, a special entrance is needed.
And the brightest stars will shine.
Home run off the bat of Junior Caminero.
MLB on TBS.
Memories being made tonight.
Yankees-Rays, Tuesday's biggest stage.
Abdullah Mason, the youngest male fighter to win a world title this decade. And if you look at some of the other top names in this sport, he's right up there among the best, and he has the potential to be the best. It's been a wild ride these last few weeks, but fighting at home and a little change of opponent, it's got Abdullah Mason locked in.
Accuracy, power, lethal combination. He wants to shine in a big fight.
It's a TKO victory.
The youngest champion in boxing today, Abdullah Mason.
Home than I felt any other of my fights. When I come back to Cleveland, they always ask me, yo, when you gonna fight in Cleveland? And this is the first one after the championship, my first title defense. So that's what makes this one special. My whole city been behind me, pushing me since I turned pro, and this is the one that they can show up to. But my main goal that night is to stay focused and get the job done. As a world champion, you define the title that you earn. The title doesn't define you.
Oh, nice shot. Do not trade with Mason, because that man, he's playing with bad intention.
I would say one thing about combat sports is you have to trust your corner, and me being trained by my father my whole career, it's been a comfort in the corner. So usually it's my father and my brothers. They always giving me different pointers that I apply to the ring, and I like to be coached by them. That's what makes me that much better, is me knowing that if I listen to whatever they got to say, I'll come on top.
A couple of days back, I went to the US Embassy in London, and they basically denied me a visa.
My first reaction when I heard that Joe Cordina wasn't gonna be able to make it, I gotta be prepared to do the same thing I was prepared to do to Joe. And when I heard that the replacement was Albert Bell, it was a little surprising to me because how familiar we are with each other. But at a world championship stage, you gotta be prepared to get the job done with whoever is willing to step in the ring with you.
Crowd appreciating the athleticism and the potential of Abdullah Mason. Are they witnessing a future legend?
I embrace the expectations of people looking at me as boxing next superstar, but at the same time, my career is only gonna go where I take it. I want my performances to tell people what boxing is. I'm looking to show the world the skill set of the youngest active world champion and the potential of what's to come.
A wild 10 days. So yes, Albert Bell getting ready to face Andy Cruz. The Olympic gold medalist had to switch it up when Cordina wasn't able to get a visa and had to withdraw from the fight. Bell named as that replacement. Sean, you experienced something like this. Took on Erik. I think that was in even less than a week of notice. What is that like for a fighter?
That was the day before the fight notice.
The day before the fight.
It was the weigh-in. My fighter wasn't able to make weight, and we were talking about two different names, and we ended up going with Erik Bonnet. And what you do in that situation, you go all the way back to the foundation, the fundamentals. We start with the jab, we see what he's got, we move on from there. These guys know each other very well, so it's much easier in some respects for Abdullah Mason to make the adjustment from Cordina to Bell, simply because they do know each other the way that they do from sharing the ring together. So that being said, I think that both these guys are more prepared for this fight than anyone ever knew or expected.
But you were on the other side of this. Freitas Prescott, you get a call 2 weeks to go. Suddenly you're going to be in a main event. What is it like to suddenly get a chance in a situation like this?
Well, it was a co-main event, and me, along Sean Porter, you got to go back to the basics. You think about the amateur days. You don't know who you're going to face the next day. You may face the short guy, the tall guy, a stocky guy. You got to be prepared for whoever it is that you got to face in the ring. Then experience come into play. You spar taller guys, you spar shorter guys. So I'm pretty sure both of them going to be ready for whatever.
Tim, quickly, I mean, these guys sparred 5 times last year. They know each other beyond well.
Yeah, you can know each other very well, but I'm going to let you know this, that most these fighters, the top fighters that we see today, didn't want to face a guy like Albert Bell in their career. So this isn't just a new opponent. This is a dangerous opponent I believe, for Abdullah Mason. So, look, we'll see what happens, man, but I think this is a very tricky fight for him.
Ryan, I agree. So cool to see boxing back on network TV. Excited for the TNT card tonight. Always great. Adam, appreciate you. It is the fight on TNT ringside. We'll be back after this.
The original. The first. A light beer brewed to taste like beer. There's nothing like it. Legendary taste, only 96 calories. It's Miller time.
Why settle for a basic fix when you can have the gold standard?
That is why Blue Chew Gold was created.
Science shows arousal begins in the brain and not just the body.
And that's what Blue Chew Gold was engineered for. It's the only 4-in-1 built for brain and body.
The result is chemistry that actually brings couples closer.
If you felt resistant to ED meds, you're not alone. Get the sublingual tablet that tackles both.
If you're struggling to find that mental spark, try Blue Chew Gold.
Whoa, any pizza and any toppings for just $9.99 at Domino's? Now including Parmesan stuffed crust too?
Mm-hmm. Any size pizza, any toppings?
This is crazy. I mean, this deal makes me want to go crazy too. Next time I order,
Minos. My name is Will Ospreay. I'm the aerial assassin. No one does the things that I do. You just have to watch and let your eyes do all the believing for you.
AEW Wednesday Night Dynamite, live Wednesdays at 8 on TBS and stream on HBO Max.
They've risen to the top of the game, playing for different teams. Now they share one, when the U.S. takes on the best in the world for the biggest prize in women's basketball. The FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup 2026 begins September 4th on True TV.
This is the epitome of a war of attrition. How can you not be romantic about boxing, man? This is beautiful brutality.
We get set to go.
Deep breath, lock in. We're on the world stage. Feel like an animal locked up in a cage. Ain't no way to put a hand on me. Can't box me in, can't channel me.
This is all of this, everything. Everything you've been working for, all that hard, all that stuff we've been doing.
Dig deep, give it all you got.
Everything you worked on, I want to see it now.
Are they witnessing a future legend here tonight?
Releasing the beast, I'm tired of cages.
Good right hand.
Palacios got on to fight.
The Shushu era has arrived. What a performance.
A star is born.
Bell is on full stalk and destroy mode. He stamps his ticket to a world title shot.
Killer instinct, vicious southpaw, accuracy, power, lethal combinations. That's what makes Abdullah Mason an exciting fighter.
Este es mi momento y lo voy a tomar. The Shushu Show is set to rock Cleveland. I've been waiting for my shot at a world championship. Let's go.
Every time I step into that ring, I'm ready.
So you want to be a world champion. This is what you have to go through to do it. What a battle.
Cleveland, the land. Oh, they know boxing around here. All-time greats like Sean Porter, Mickey Bay. Tonight, Abdullah Mason trying to start his process to be one of the all-time greats, and they are already pouring in here in the Wolstein Center. Coming up next, a lightweight bout between Deric Davis and Carlos Ramos. Welcome inside the Wolstein Center. You are watching the fight on TNT and DAZN, presented by DraftKings. If you haven't seen Davis before, he's 11-0, 10 of those by knockout. We met him yesterday. He is locked in and ready to go, and I got some great ballers up here. The aforementioned Sean Porter, Terrence Bud Crawford, and of course Tim Bradley Jr., the Hall of Famer. Tim, tonight overall, what's one thing you want to see you're looking forward to?
As 4th of July, I need fireworks in the main event. That's what I need. You know, Mason got to show us that he can adapt. Being a champion, you have to adapt to any style. You got to have the ability to make adjustments, regardless of who you're facing, right? I know it's not Cordina. However, he knows this guy, like you said. He should be able to adapt. He should be able to put together a game plan quickly, right? And I would say for Albert Bell, he needs to show that, you know what, I'm hungry. I've been waiting 10 years for this opportunity. It hasn't came easy. No. This is his opportunity tonight. He has to show up and he has to step on Mason here in Ohio.
13 years of pro fighting. This is his first title opportunity.
Come on now.
What about Shushu Carrington? Shu York coming down, says he's the biggie to the Bone Thugs here in Cleveland. What are you looking forward to out of Shushu?
Well, I'm looking for Shushu to step up tonight and demand respect. I know a lot of people be giving him a lot of credit on waiting a little bit, but I think he's going to step on the gas today. And I think he's going to come out with a hell of a performance.
That knockout he had at MSG was something to behold, too, in the round 10.
Yesterday, he said, shoe program. Shout out to Denzel, shout out to Ethan. A lot of people missed that. They didn't catch what that was. That was training day.
I know.
I said, I'm ready for the shoe program. I'm ready for the shoe show. That's what I'm looking forward to tonight.
What else do you see tonight that you're looking forward to?
That's what I'm looking forward to.
I
got to see Shushu has to go in there and stamp, make us understand the Shushu show. You've been coining that and saying it for a long time. Show us what the Shushu show is.
Especially being that he want to fight the likes of Inoue.
Yes.
He gotta give us a reason to push for that fight.
Got to earn it.
Shushu told us he wants to collect all of the belts. He's very comfortable at 126. He likes continue tonight. Here is the lineup tonight. You know, of course, the main event there at the top, Abdullah Mason, Albert Bell. Next up is Deric Scooter Davis taking on Carlos Ramos. After that, the strong straight of Tiger Johnson taking on Christopher Guerrero. I just want to remind everybody, the combined record of these 8 fighters, 146, 4-2 with 83 knockouts. Carlos Ramos, the only fighter on this screen that has a loss. Deric Scooter Davis ignoring the handshake. I know you like the fight of this kid.
Of course. He told me, stay tuned, and he's going to show me something today, so I'm definitely excited.
He also goes by Mr. Shark, and he told me he can already smell blood in the water. Man, I can't believe boxing is back on TNT. I'm still pinching myself. We got more of the fight coming up next.
Check your socials because there's big news in the sports world. No, it's not a blockbuster trade or a big-name free agent signing. The DraftKings Sports app is now available nationwide. So if you're anywhere from Florida to Texas to California, you can get in the game at the speed of sports and feel the sweat in all 50 states. The DraftKings experience you know and love, all in one easy-to-use app. Available now nationwide. New DraftKings customers spend $5 and get $200 in total bonuses. The crown is yours.
Where's the wedding ring?
Why aren't you wearing it?
Did you sell it?
No, of course not. Will's looking down on us from above.
From above. He's down below.
The whole family can be reunited.
We can stop them.
Without your family, you're nothing.
Evil Dead Burn. Radar, July 10th.
Nah, I'm not going. Yes. Say yes. Why not? Sleep when you're my age.
Legendary moments start with a light. It's Miller time.
Our brethren are already in the field.
Why stand? We here idle. Give me liberty or give me death.
Celebrate America's 250th with the Buck Assault Liberty Edition. Order now while supplies last.
America! Domino's best deal ever now includes stuffed crust. What do you think of that, Fernando?
Goal! Domino's.
If you wait for Rene and her dragons to come, it would be the end.
NASCAR on TNT and
It's got bumps. A lot of speed, a lot of cars running up close to the wall. It's going to be spectacular.
Coverage begins tomorrow with 5 on TNT.
We know we love our belts here in boxing, and we had to get one of ours made. It is the official title for the fight. And here's how this is going to work. Each fight, you guys are going to make your predictions. At the end of the night, the most accurate picker you have the belt. We're going to see which is you the best analyst, the best commentator.
Oh, wow. I think losers got push-ups.
Deal. Why don't we see, what are we thinking? Deric Davis, Carlos Ramos, I'll start with you. How does this one end?
Knockout.
Deric Davis. What round?
I'm sorry. I need to do all that.
Scooter.
No, I'm not picking the round either, man.
Okay, so he says knockout for Scooter. Who do you got?
I got KO as well.
Knockout for Scooter.
Don't change it up so you can lose. Knockout Scooter.
You want to pick a round? I know you're not afraid to pick a round.
6-7.
Oh, here he goes. 6-7. It is my honor here in this partnership between TNT and DAZN. Todd Grisham, Sergio Mora, and Chris Mannix. Todd, take it away, brother. Can't wait to get this thing going.
Yeah, thanks, Adam. Great to have you on board for the next 12 months for sure. Todd Grisham, Sergio, and Chris Mannix. And as excited as we are for the 2 world title fights and our co-main and main event right out of the gate, Scooter Davis, Sergio, 11-0, 10 knockouts, and all 10 have come in the first 3 rounds.
Don't blink. This fight's going to end early. They didn't want to pick a round. I'm picking a round. Under 2 rounds.
I'm not picking a round, but I love Scooter Davis. A lot of talent that comes out of D.C. Barry Hunter, a phenomenal trainer. I think we might be looking at one of the next big things at 135.
Nice. He wants to be entered and try and win that belt because we know he only had his for 3 months before he lost it.
But I won it.
All right, he
won
did
and lost.
Let's jump into our tail of the tape for our first fight of the night. History is being made here in Cleveland, Ohio at the Wolstein Center. We're expecting a packed house, nearly 10,000 fans here tonight. And right out of the gate, we got Deric Scooter Davis taking on Carlos Ramos. Davis just 23 years old. He's got a 2-inch reach advantage, and he's 4 inches taller than the Spaniard, who originally is from Ecuador. And making his way to the ring first is Carlos Ramos. 18 wins, 4 losses, 1 draw. But Sergio, he does have this going for him. He's left-handed, and Davis has never faced the southpaw as a pro.
Listen, he is a southpaw. He's crafty, defensive first type boxer. But this is a type of fight where if the power is real with Scooter Davis, we're going to see if Ramos actually has a little craftiness to himself where he can go the distance.
Yeah, Ramos was stopped his last time out. It was a red flag, 6th round corner stoppage against Demetrius Sanu last February, and 1-2-1 in his last 3 fights. But he is generally a durable guy. Went the distance with Henry LeBron, the undefeated prospect. Went the distance with Jazza Dickens, a former world title holder at 130 pounds. He got knocked down in both those fights, but he got up and was able to finish him. We'll see if he can handle the pop of Scooter Davis, which I believe is real. That right hand on Scooter Davis is a powerful weapon. I think he's going to have some success with it tonight.
This man has got an infectious smile and personality. You can't help but be happy around Deric Scooter Davis. He's from Washington, D.C. And Sergio, correct me if I'm wrong, but when you just watch this guy's film and you talk to him, he just seems to have the it factor.
He does, and you can't teach that. And you also can't teach power. 10 knockouts and 11 wins, like you just said, and it's a steady, calm power. Quiet storm is what I would call him. Seek and destroy, very dangerous, very exciting, but he lights up the room when he walks in with that smile.
Yeah, when I walked into the press conference on Thursday, Barry Hunter walked up to me and said, this kid is the real thing. And Barry Hunter would know something about that. Barry Hunter, of course, trained both the Peterson brothers, Lamont and Anthony, has worked with Isaac Dogbe, has worked with Tank Davis. He knows real talent when he sees it, and he says he sees it in Scooter Davis. We have seen the power in that right hand. It is an exceptional shot for Scooter Davis, the kind of shot that can punch straight through the guard of defenses and have a ton of success. The confidence is there, the style is there, the pop is there. There's a little bit of everything in Scooter Davis. And even Sergio at 11-0, he's talking about world championship fights. He's saying, I see this main event, I see Abdullah Mason, I know I'm not there yet, but I believe I'm going to be ready eventually for a shot at Mason or one of those world championship belts.
You love to hear young fighters talk like that, especially Barry Hunter, to calm him down, get his reins back and say, calm down, kid, let's keep getting these knockouts.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you, and we welcome you to the Wolstein Center here in Cleveland, Ohio, as we have a big night of action coming your way, and we are live on TNT Sports and DAZN, the global home of boxing. And it's all brought to you by Boxing Hall of Fame promoter Bob Arum's Top Rank Incorporated, and brought to you by Miller Lite. Cheers to another round of Miller Time, and presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. Well, fans, our opening attraction features a showdown in the lightweight division. Judging at ringside, we have Omar Mintun, Patrick Morley, and Phil Rogers. Introducing our third man to the ring, the referee in charge of this bout is James Easter. All right, fans, here we go. Lightweights in the ring. We're scheduled 8 rounds of boxing. Introducing to you first on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing white trunks with light blue trim, joining us from Madrid, Spain. He weighed in at 134.8 pounds with a record of 18 wins, 4 losses, and 1 draw. He has 10 wins coming by way of knockout. Please welcome the rugged southpaw lightweight battler, introducing Carlos Ramos. And his opponent across the ring, ready to go, fighting out of the red corner, wearing silver trunks with green trim, hailing from our nation's capital of Washington, D.C. He weighed in at 134.3 pounds. He is undefeated in his campaign with a record of 11 wins, no losses. 10 of his wins coming by way of knockout. Please welcome the hard-hitting and undefeated rising lightweight contender, introducing Deric Scooter Davis. Once again, our referee in charge is James Easter, now ready to give instructions.
You've been giving you instructions in the rear. I want you to obey my commands at all times and protect yourself at all times. Let's do this.
Well, this may be the first time you're seeing Scooter Davis, but it most likely won't be the last. He's one of the most exciting young fighters in the sport and could be a future world champion. But that will all come crumbling down if Carlos... This is the fight, the inaugural fight on DAZN and TNT. Here we go.
One thing you notice right away is the size difference between Davis and Ramos. Davis is a career-long 135, even fought above 135 in a couple of fights. Ramos has fought as low as 126. And look, that last fight he had, we got stopped in the 6th round. That was one of his few fights that he's fought here at 135. So size, power, big advantages for Scooter Davis.
And I did mention Scooter Davis has 10 knockouts, and all of them have come in the first 3 rounds. But he's coming off his first career decision, defeating Moises Centeno over 8 rounds. And he said that was more valuable, Sergio, than any of those knockout wins.
I'd love to hear that from a young fighter, because the power gets good to these young up-and-comers and these prospects, but they don't really learn that much. They don't evolve the little folds in boxing and technique and speed, you know, when you're knocking everyone out. So I love hearing that from Scooter Davis, because he's not going to knock out everyone they put in front of him.
Yeah, he said the big thing he learned coming off that fight is patience, setting up his shots, also keep that body work going. He is an excellent body puncher.
And there's that body shot right there. Heavy shot.
Ramos says that he will dictate the pace. He's going to pressure him. He knows that, or says at least, that Davis doesn't like pressure. That's where I can get him, especially in the late rounds.
That may be wishful thinking.
But he's got to make it to the late rounds.
I want to see how he reacts once Davis touches him in the chin. You know, anyone can have a game plan, but, you know, once you get cracked, that's a different story.
And Sergio, to those who may be watching, don't watch as much boxing as we do, this is the first left-hander that Davis has faced. What different problems does a left-hander provide than a right-hander?
Well, there's not that many left-handers in the world, so you don't get to see them that often. You know, your main hands align right next to each other, so both of you guys are looking for the same shot, the same power hand. Of course, you're always crossing feet, left and right feet. Your jab's always trying to dictate things, so it's like fighting. It's fighting something unorthodox and doesn't feel comfortable.
Yeah, and you're already seeing the feet of these two guys cross up, stepping on the toes of the other one.
There's that front foot battle. You always want to have your foot on the outside of your opponent's foot. And
there it is.
A straight left hand there for Ramos.
Yeah, Ramos got that foot on the outside, but it's not only the front foot battle.
Again.
It's not only the front foot battle, it's the jab battle. Who's going to dominate the jab? Who's going to actually have the jab on top of the other person's jab? That's domination as well.
20 seconds to go here in round one.
Watch that shoulder.
Carlos Ramos basically told us his strategy was to take Scooter into deep waters, meaning the later rounds. But he's doing okay here in round one.
Yeah, he is. You know, Crafty landed that left hand hook straight down the pipe. Didn't get hit with nothing big, so we didn't find out if that power was as deadly as it is.
DraftKings is now live in all 50 states. New DraftKings customers can spend $5 to get $200 in total bonuses. Just download the DraftKings Sports app and use promo code DAZONE when you sign up. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Hands and touch them to the body. Touch them. Both sides, all right? Make it hurt. Don't fall asleep at all.
We talked to Scooter and asked him what his strategy was going to be, and he kind of said, look, we'll see what this guy brings me. He said, quote, however he wants to get down, we can get down.
I don't think Ramos is going to get down. He lets opponents dictate the pace. You know, he doesn't really press on the front foot. So he's more of a guy that you have to force to fight. So I would like to see Scooter Davis actually force him to fight, get a little bit more aggressive in this round.
That height and reach advantage is pretty apparent. Just look at these two guys. Davis looks much bigger.
Yeah, 4.5 inches in height. That's a lot. Good body shot there by Davis.
Well, Sergio, when you're facing someone who's much taller and much longer than you, what's your strategy?
Well, I like foot feinting taller opponents. I like to get them off their guard. You know, I like for them to punch off balance, square up. That's when the taller fighter has a disadvantage, when they square up, when they miss punches, when they fall off balance.
Sorry, Sergio. Good uppercut on the inside by Ramos. Davis answers back, but Ramos seems to be happy with what he's doing.
Now, Ramos thought he took a low blow there. I thought it was a decent body shot from Davis on the inside.
A good shot to the belly right there by Davis as well, aiming right at the breadbasket, right in the middle. Ramos is crafty. You know, he has a good bounce on his feet. He is crafty. But if the power is real,
Sergio, I think those body shots are starting to hurt Ramos here. He's starting
to shrink, and now he's frozen on the ropes, trying to fight his way back into it.
Right, good body shots by Ramos off the ropes. Davis felt those body shots. He landed a nice left hand to the liver section of Davis. Those hurt. And Davis hasn't punched since.
Both guys are targeting the body. It looked like Ramos was hurt for a minute, and Scooter backed off. And Sergio, I love your line. I think you coined the phrase, body shots will make cowards of us all.
That's right, man. The liver doesn't forget pain. You know, so you can punch one guy right there in that spot, and he's going to feel it for 2-3 rounds moving forward.
Counter left there from Ramos, partially blocked by Davis, who said, don't confuse swag and being arrogant. He loves to dress nice. He loves to get a lot of attention when he enters a room, but he said, I'm not overly confident. I know hard work pays off. I don't take any opponents lightly.
Ramos doing a decent job countering Davis, where Davis gets a little bit too sloppy there. Good counter body shot there from Ramos.
Beautiful with the left hand. For Ramos sending overhand left, as Scooter was probably defending his rib cage. Ramos having a decent round 2.
Ramos is fighting a good fight. I gotta apologize to Carlos Ramos right now. I didn't expect him to be in this fight like he is, being pesky and picking and poking and actually aggravating Scooter Davis right now and getting out of his second.
Another reason to download the DAZN app and sign up to the global home of boxing is rising heavyweight sensation Moses Itama, looking to cement his place among boxing's elite when he takes on Filip Hrgović on August 29th in London. Watch it live on DAZN pay-per-view or as part of the DAZN Ultimate package. And Chris, how special is that heavyweight sensation Moses Itama?
Yeah, he's a unique heavyweight on this landscape. Doesn't beat you with size, but with skill and accuracy. That Hrgović fight, though, is going to be a big test.
And you got to keep going downstairs. You're hurting them downstairs. I don't need that high guard. I don't want you to take any punches.
They're seeing what you guys are seeing. Go to the body.
He landed some really good body shots in that round and probably won that round.
We're in round 3, scheduled for 8. This is the first ever broadcast on TNT and DAZN.
When I'm breaking down a fighter like Carlos Ramos, I see that he's 1-2-1 in his last 4 fights. He's from Ecuador via Spain, so it's not really boxing hotbeds, you know, but he's really making a good account of himself right now. You know, if he's fighting from that southpaw stance, you know, not letting Scooter Davis really get any combinations going. It's ones and twos for Davis.
Splitting the guard there is Ramos. And he's having a lot more success than I think many people would believe he would have, especially the team of Scooter Davis.
Yeah, Davis is going to have to start cutting off that ring. He's following around Ramos. He got to make that ring smaller and smaller and start dictating the pace with his jab or lead right hands against the southpaw.
Nice step in left hand for Ramos, who's having some real success here.
He is counter-punching really well through 2+ rounds.
Enough because Ramos is countering really nicely with that overhand left.
Step back. Look,
when you're the taller fighter, you want to maintain that range. You want to control the distance. You do that with the jab. It could be to the chin, the chest, or the belly, but that jab's going to do everything. You can't let a smaller fighter, you know, loop with shots over the top.
And just to let you know, the odds for this fight kind of hovered around the 18-1 to 20-1 favorite Davis. Not that he's losing this fight, but it's much closer than Vegas certainly thought it would be. Sort of like that Cape Verde Argentina game the other night. We're screaming at the TV.
Great game.
Tim Bradley was loving it. Speaking of Tim Bradley, Scooter Davis said Tim Bradley is one of his heroes, and listened to some of Bradley's criticism and said he took that into the gym and worked on it. Namely, Bradley really wanted him to focus on his jab.
And that's what I'm seeing in this round as well. It's just whenever you have that jab, you got the power, but you got to set up that power. You know, that foot feint, closing off the ring. These are all things that Davis needs to, you know, start picking up on.
And Ramos might be nickel and diming his way to winning some of these rounds.
Yep.
Never thought I'd be able to read this promo, but here we go. It's the greatest week in history, and it's almost here. Shark Week, Sunday, July 26th on Discovery.
You know, as a new father, Mannix probably loves that baby flying
Baby
shark.
Shark?
Yeah, baby shark.
Have you learned Baby Shark yet, the song, Chris?
I have not. My kid's not quite at that.
Jab be your guide. Shuffle your feet. Don't find yourself reaching with none of those punches, okay? Give me some Israel the next time on that out. All right? Jab gonna get you there, and be patient. Okay? Skills now, sharpness. That's what I want.
Speaking of Sharks, Scooter Davis's team wearing gear that says Shark Season. And Scooter Davis has a behind-the-scenes series on YouTube that is called Shark TV. But he's not exactly smelling blood in the water here on his opponent, Ramos, who's giving just as good as he's getting. Smelling blood in the water. Smelling blood in the water. As good as he's getting so far. Are you surprised by what we're seeing, Sergio?
I'm very surprised. I'll be honest with you. I really think, you know, Scooter is following him around. He's not dictating the aggression and the forcing the fight like he should, and he's letting. Defensive-minded fighters are not going to fight you unless you force them. So this is what Scooter Davis needs to do. Start putting punches together and really taking chances.
Sergio, I'm watching this fight.
Ooh, good body shot from Ramos.
I'm getting flashbacks of another Spaniard that we know, that I know Tim Bradley knows. Sandor Martin. This is a very Sandor Martin type of performance, so they're kind of nickel and diming, as Todd put it, taking what he's being given, not landing anything of consequence yet, but doing enough to score.
Speaking of scoring, Mannix, you're our unofficial score. How do you have it through 3 rounds?
Yeah, I've got it 2-1 in favor of Ramos. I think he's done enough through these first 3 rounds to win the last 2. Again, nothing big being landed by Ramos, but he's
100 amateur fights. But whenever you're not a puncher, dealing with a puncher, they can meet you halfway with that force. So you really don't need much power to actually get the respect of a puncher like Davis.
Davis to the rib cage, yeah.
Every time Davis throws something big, Ramos will come back to make sure he gets one in of his own.
Those shots were blocked. Mentioned earlier, Scooter Davis does not have a knockout after round 3.
Ramos keeps throwing that left hand to the body, and I think they caught the attention of Davis. He hasn't punched since that shot that he took to the liver. Excellent sneaky body punchers, Carlos Ramos, with that left hand.
And yes, Scooter Davis is the aggressor, but there's a difference between an effective aggressor and just being the aggressor. You got to do something when you're pushing your opponent back.
Yeah, right there, you got to give Ramos credit for defense.
And Ramos coming with some left hooks, or left hands rather, off the rope. Ramos is fighting the perfect fight based on his abilities.
Well said. That's exactly what he's doing. He's not getting out of line, not getting out of character, not trying to fight someone that he's not.
Shots right on the belt line from Scooter Davis.
And there's that left hand around the guard.
Scooter's got to get going.
That's right. Good. You're hurting him. Look, he's not the same. All right, put some ice on him. Breathe deep.
Let's look at some of the body work, Sergio, from Ramos.
I've been seeing the body work from the first round. Right there, he missed, but he's been landing those shots right there, and he sets them up with overshots over the top, but then boom, he's been landing them. Those have been blocked, but the round earlier, he's landing cleanly to that body. I think that's keeping the elbows tucked in of Scooter Davis.
Well, Ramos told us yesterday, I can't get dragged into Scooter Davis's type of fight. I got to stick to my game plan, manage my distance, and work the body.
Watch your feet.
And a lot of B-side fighters, as we call them, Sergio, the guys who are the underdogs, get called in, not necessarily just to lose, but to come in, everyone expects them to lose, put up a decent fight, you know your role, go home. Ramos is not listening. He's here to win. In fact, he said, I asked for this fight. They didn't call me, I called them, and he's showing you why right now. very comfortable in there with Deric Davis.
Overly comfortable, I would say, because normally when I was studying Carlos Ramos, he had a good bounce on his feet, but he was really defensive. He stepped back way too far for him to counter or be offensive. But in this one, if you notice, he's more flat-footed, and that's the reason he's gotten more respect and more oomph behind those punches that he's been landing.
You know, I was talking to Barry Hunter in the corner of Scooter Davis. He said, we got to throw some more jabs when we're coming in. We've got to tighten up the defense. He said that Ramos is trying to lure them in with that left hand. They got to avoid that trap. Keep punching. They still believe they can get him out of there.
Ramos looked like he tried to switch orthodox stance, right-handed, but he got clipped when he squared up.
And there's that left hand to the body. This time Scooter blocked it. But what does Ramos do right after that? Come over the top. He always has Scooter thinking body or head shot. And where is the jab from Scooter Davis? And this is what I was talking about from the second round. If you need to track down these tricky, cutie, these crafty fighters like Carlos Ramos. You need to track them down with double jabs, triple jabs. Push him back to the chest.
You called him a cutie.
Crafty, cutie. I mean, that's what they are. They really don't come to bang with you. They come to back up, make things difficult, and last.
I mentioned Sandor Martin. He's the fighter that gave Teofimo Lopez a hell of a fight in their matchup in New York City a few years ago. He is a tremendous defensive guy who doesn't try to score knockouts, tries to do stuff like this. You're just kind of pitter-pattering your way to success.
Pitter-pattering, but still, emphasizing that one clean shot. So, he's doing enough to aggravate someone like Davis, but then he gets the respect with that one shot, especially to the body. Or that looping shot over the top.
Davis caught that one. Yeah, he caught that. Could see that one coming. But earlier, after Ramos had landed a left hand to the body, he came upstairs and Scooter was trying to defend the body. Straight left hand scores again for Ramos.
Scooter Davis better put in another gear, man. This fight's going to be getting away from him if he's not careful. Nice straight left hand down the pipe by Ramos.
Don't look for no perfect shot. Just let your hands go. And watch some sneaky ass counters. That's all he's trying to do is make you and counter you and go. All right? Don't follow him. Cut it off. Okay? Go. All right. Let's go. All right? Come on. All right. You gotta get going in the next one.
Carlos Ramos on the back foot, waiting. Stepping back slightly, coming back with that southpaw 1-2. Nothing devastating, nothing hard, but they are effective. They are pushing the head back, and this is what I mean by Carlos Ramos having that amateurish style. It's not really for pain, but it is getting points.
Chris, I'm just wondering if the judges are kind of seeing it the way you are and are really giving Ramos the credit that you think he deserves.
Well, I compared him to Sandor Martin, and throughout Sandor's career, he rarely has gotten the benefit of the doubt from the judges. But as these rounds keep going by, you see these types of shots, not hugely impactful shots, but they're scoring shots. Then you see Ramos getting out of the way, not many combination punches being landed by Scooter. I've got it 49-46 in favor of Ramos. I just think he's fighting a tremendous fight. He's not trying to knock Scooter Davis out. He's trying to hit him, get out, land combinations like that. Scooter Davis, as Sergio mentioned, You say, all right, that's kind of what you're supposed to say. This guy had a lot of confidence in our fighter meetings.
Good shot. Left hand.
Five straight left hands by Carlos Ramos in that run, and maybe even swayed it his way.
And Ramos is cut over his right eye.
You can see right here, Carlos Ramos just waiting the time. There's that head class that you see a lot whenever you have an orthodox and a southpaw. But look at those left hands, right down the pipe, straight left hands, right on the tip of the chin of Scooter Davis, taking 4 or 5 straight left hands like that. What a performance by Carlos Ramos.
2 rounds to go, and it may come down to these last 2 rounds. Not the most exciting fight from a viewership perspective, but that last round heated up, and we're hoping for more of the same over the last 6 minutes.
This is not the performance I expected from neither fighter, but I'm impressed. I'm overly in shock with how Carlos Ramos is boxing and keeping off a puncher, a big puncher like Scooter Davis.
Great right hand, great conditioning, great game plan, disciplined. He's doing everything right so far in this fight.
This is boxing. This is a sweet science. When you're dealing with a high knockout ratio puncher, that power's not going to be enough. You got to go into your bag of tricks and show me something else. Right now, Carlos Ramos is forcing Scooter Davis to find something else. Good shot there by Ramos, straight down the pipe again with the left hand.
Yeah, Scooter just looks befuddled, Chris. I don't think he can figure this guy out.
Yeah, he went 8 rounds, we mentioned last time, kind of an average guy. Look, he said he learned a ton from that, especially when it came to headhunting Sergio. We talked about that in the fighter meeting. He did a lot of headhunting in that last fight. That probably cost him the opportunity to win by knockout, but he's done a lot of headhunting so far in this fight.
Well, that's 2 body shots right there, but look, in the last round, he finally started dedicating his attack, his offense to the body, but right here, he throws 2 shots, and now they're back in a clinch. And that clinch is good for Ramos. He's initiating that clinch because he wants the time to go by. Managing that clock, let another round go by, and maybe even squeeze out a decision.
We asked Scooter Davis if tonight we'd see the best version of him, and he said no, because I don't think Ramos is good enough to bring out the best version of me. And if he wants to win this fight, he better find that best version and quick.
He better fight with more urgency, Scooter Davis, because right now he's still kind of, waiting for that perfect punch. That perfect punch is not going to come. Ramos is too crafty.
Sergio, I know you're all about boxing and sticking and moving, but does there come a point in a fight like this where you say, forget boxing, go out there and fight this guy?
If you're Scooter Davis, that's going to be your only choice. You probably are behind in this fight. You're showing frustrations. You can't land that big power shot that you're accustomed to landing. Now, caution to the wind time. Time to start throwing some shots and getting some respect here. Even if it means getting caught coming inside. Caution to the wind time if you're Scooter Davis.
And if you're Ramos, the judges aren't going to do you any favors. You got to make some of these rounds more convincing. And we'll head to the 8th and final round. Coming up next, another Cleveland native, Tiger Johnson in action, and that's Bomac, former trainer of the year, who had so much success, of course, with Bud Crawford, who's on our desk upstairs.
I can't wait to watch this kid, this Olympian, Tiger Johnson, up close and personal. The undefeated, swag, good power, good speed, good skills. Excellent prospect.
And his opponent, Christopher Guerrero, a Mexican from Canada. Sergio, what chance do you give him to shine tonight?
You know what? just like we're seeing with Ramos, Guerrero talk the talk as well. He's the one coming with an undefeated record. He has everything to prove. This is another one of these fights that can actually catch you off guard, because right now, Carlos Ramos might be in an upset type fight with Scooter Davis.
Scooter Davis did not want to shake Ramos's hand at the weigh-in yesterday, but he touches fists with him right now, a sign of respect for the fight that Carlos Ramos, who fights out of Madrid, Spain, has provided tonight.
Big left hand right there by Ramos over the top. If it hasn't been that left hand to the body, it's been that looping shot around the guard that's been landing for Carlos Ramos. And there's that body shot.
Chris, how do you have it scored through 7 rounds?
Yeah, I've got it 67-66 in favor of Ramos. I do think Davis has closed the gap a little bit in these last 2 rounds. Felt like Ramos took most of the last round off, and he's off to a pretty good start in this one. If you're Scooter Davis, you've got to find a way to win this round, in my opinion, to find a way to win this fight.
Well, he landed 2 good body shots, and there's a nice straight hand. Right? So this is the fight that Davis needs to do, on the front foot, pressing. He can't give any space to Ramos. Ramos is one of these crafty fighters that likes to utilize that space and not let you get inside to land those hard shots.
Chris, I'm just wondering, some of those close rounds that you gave Ramos to, some judges we've seen, especially in the past couple of years, they favor the fighter who's pushing the action, the guy who's bringing the aggression, and Scooter has been pushing the tempo.
No question. That could certainly be a variable, but I do think the clean punching of Ramos in those middle rounds made them pretty clear. Not too difficult, I would think, to score. He's just had a lot of success early on. I think the close rounds that have edged to Scooter were probably more up in the air than the close rounds that I edged to Ramos.
All right. If you're new to boxing, then you will soon learn the scoring is always controversial.
Good body shots there.
That was a low blow by Ramos.
Yeah, Davis landed 2 good body shots, and this was supposed to be his MO. Jabs and body shots on the inside. Close the range and the distance with those jabs, double and triple if you're Scooter Davis. And once you get inside, you got to let both hands go to the rib section. Ramos is one of these guys that you're not going to hit with 2 clean punches. You'll be lucky to land 1 clean one, because he's always coming back. He's rolling with shots. He slightly steps right back to take the power off your shot, and he comes right back with his.
Half a minute to go. Feels like a must-win round for both these guys, really.
There you go. There's the body shots by Scooter Davis. 2 good shots to the body.
Good shot there from Ramos, and then a straight left. He knows when to let his hands go.
Stop punching, step back. Stop, stop. Step back, stop.
Ramos looking up at the clock, hearing it's 10 seconds left.
Stop at the bell.
That will do it. Did Carlos Ramos pull off the upset, or did 20-1 favorite Scooter Davis do enough to get the nod? Sergio, what's your gut telling you right now?
Look, either it's a draw, or I think Ramos might have squeezed this one out, but I don't see Scooter Davis pulling this one off. He gave too many early rounds, in my opinion.
Chris, I will say this, though. Ramos just seemed, especially the last couple rounds, didn't have that sense of urgency. I'm not saying he didn't do well. He just didn't try and close the show.
No, he didn't. And didn't really have a lot of answers for a slick boxer like Ramos. No real plan B. I mean, Ramos, you kind of knew coming in, as the smaller guy, was going to try to be elusive, try to stick and move. I thought Ramos, for his skill set, fought a near flawless fight. I just think Scooter Davis just looked flummoxed for large stretches. I'm with Sergio. It's either a draw or Ramos squeezing this one out.
I have a feeling that they're going to give it to Davis. 6 rounds, or sorry, I believe 5 rounds to 3. And if I get it right, I want that TNT the fight belt up there on the desk.
All right, Nostradamus, we're going to find out. But look, from what we're seeing, the sweet science, and this was boxing. This is boxing 101 by Carlos Ramos, not letting the heavy-handed puncher land his feet, land his punches. Anytime Davis did get something started to the body, he would pivot away and not let him land more shots and get the combinations going. I mean, this is going to be a tricky fight for the judges.
Interesting thing Ramos said yesterday. He said, look, I'm not just going to drain him physically in those late rounds. I'm going to drain him mentally. I'm going to frustrate him where he's always thinking, what do I do? How do I react? And it seemed like that was kind of the case. You could see that Davis was just getting frustrated at times.
And that's what he did. Everything that Carlos Ramos told us that he was going to do, he did. Now, do the judges award him for that? We'll find out.
How do you have it? We'd love to hear your thoughts on social media. Carlos Ramos,